back to another episode of We Don't Shut Up. I am your co-host, Stephanie.
And my name is Michelle.
And we are the two girls that can't shut up on any social platforms. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all the things, all the places. Guys, if you are watching us on YouTube, we got new pillows.
Okay, that was my We Don't Shut Up. my little segment. That was part of it.
Okay, so are we just jumping right into We Don't Shut Up then?
Yeah, honestly, these pillows are a slay. How much did you get them for?
$5 each at Home Goods, guys.
Oh my god,
who the heck am I?
Round of applause.
Yes,
for that. Literally.
Also, I know we haven't been we missed 2 weeks. I think it was, guys.
It's been a minute and it's been a whirlwind.
It's been a month. It's been a freaking month. We'll dive into it because today's episode is all about, the hurricane and everything that happened. And
catching up on life. Yeah,
I mean, if you live in Florida, if you don't live in Florida, because I know that there's some people that I think aren't in the state that are listening to us.
Everybody knows about it though. Everybody.
Yeah. But maybe you didn't live through it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna talk about our experiences with this Hurricane Milton because this was actually the first hurricane that actually hit us straight on. So
disclaimer, we are very blessed and we are very fortunate to not have lost anything, and our hearts go to the people that have lost anything at all. Yeah,
and we're helping just the community in general just try and get back on their feet. Actually, I didn't tell you this, but I got an email from Red Cross for volunteer. Yeah, so I just have to answer them, and they give you a date for you to go out and help with relief and stuff. So I'm gonna sign up for that. Did you sign up for that? I signed up for it the last hurricane. I think it was Irma, where it was down south.
Maybe I haven't checked my email.
Yeah, you probably haven't. Your 10,000 emails that you have.
No, I have 300.
Okay. I can't live your life. But anyway, yeah. So we'll talk about all things Hurricane Milton. But before we do that, we have to get into the things we can't shut up about. And I kind of just...
Let's just segue into it with me. So I have two. One that's fun and fresh, and another one that's tragic.
Oh, I love that you have two.
Yeah. First one is we are falling here. And by falling, I mean the season.
Falling where?
It is fall.
Yes, guys, it's fall.
But for 3 days.
Yes, that's it.
We got a cold front after the hurricane.
I think it's back in the...
Well, today it's not even that cold anymore.
No, it's not. It's back to 77, guys. So this is fake. It's fake news.
Literally, I walked out and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna need a jacket.
Nope.
Absolutely not. And by jacket, I mean
Oh, it'll get back down into the 60s tonight.
Oh, cool. Okay. We're talking about
very high 60s. But
we're in the 70s, y'all, and we're wearing sweaters.
Boots, guys.
Yesterday, I wore my combat boots.
Excuse me. If it drops below 70 degrees, boots are
coming out.
Absolutely.
They come out from the dust.
Absolutely. You gotta dust that shit off. Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, that's my first weekend. I can't shut up about that.
Tomorrow will be windy, so it'll
slay.
Yeah, sorry guys, we're not, giving you that weather.
The North Pole.
Yeah, no. Okay, so on to the next thing.
My second thing is tragic.
Oh god.
We know what it is. Liam Payne has passed away.
Oh my gosh.
At 31. So, actually, we haven't talked about this since yesterday.
No, we haven't.
More stuff has come out.
Oh, really?
Yes. And unfortunately, he did jump off his...
Oh my god, it was suicide.
Yes. He did jump off the balcony. Based on the what is that called? The
autopsy report.
Yeah. He jumped off the 3rd floor. So a lot of people were like, you can survive that. A lot of people are
you don't just I mean, yeah, you can automatically die, but
but there's a possibility.
Yeah,
you could
sustain
very bad injuries. But based on the autopsy, they're saying that he was so out of it that
was he on drugs?
Yeah. The toxicology report hasn't come out yet. So it's not for sure, but based on what they found, you can assume.
Yeah.
And he has struggled with addiction and everything, and he just relapsed.
Yeah.
So,
oh my God.
They say that he was so out of it that because normally when you're like sober and you jump or like you try to commit suicide, you have reflexes that protect your body.
Okay, automatic.
There was no reflexes, and that's why he passed away. There was nothing to protect his body, like internally or anything. So, they're saying that the word suicide has not been used yet, but like it's basically what it is. He jumped off.
It's so sad.
So there's more stuff coming out and everything, and all the band members have officially made a statement, and they're distraught. Like,
yeah, I just can't imagine.
And Niall came out, and he was, because he was
in Argentina,
to watch Niall and stuff, and he was like, I just can't believe that I saw him so recently, and like that my goodbye was a goodbye to him, and stuff. So very, very, very sad. It is like everything on my social media. Like, I cannot get away from it. Yeah. It's so bad. Like yesterday I told Andrew, I was like, I need to just put my phone down because it's just all so negative, you know? Yeah. Like everybody's just like grieving. And I told Andrew, I was like, it seems so silly. It seems so silly. And then I saw a video yesterday when I got home, and it was about somebody talking. It was a therapist. Yeah. It was a grief specialist or whatever. Mm-hmm. And she's like, we need to normalize like losing a celebrity. Like, celebrity grief is a real thing. It seems stupid to some and it seems silly, but like, especially with somebody like that, like you're kind of losing like a chunk of your childhood, because that's somebody that like these songs that you would listen to, these people that you would watch, and like they were like a big part of your childhood and like your upbringing and stuff. So losing someone that you looked up to when you were a child is still a real thing, even if you didn't know them personally. Right. So, a lot of people are in shambles. Like people overall just people are like at work, they're like, I cannot function. Like they can't function. I'm like, okay, like I've never gone to that extent.
Yeah, like that part is like wild to me because like, you know, but I understand people, like it was One Direction.
Obsessed.
Yeah. No, and when One Direction was a big thing,
obsessed.
people were. And
I
don't
was
even know
obsessed.
If there's a word past obsessed, because that's what they were.
Yeah, like for a small period of time, I got on the bandwagon pretty late. Yeah. But like when I was obsessed. Like I wouldn't stop talking about them. Yeah. And then they broke up and everything, and like Harry Styles has gone on and done his thing, and they're saying a lot about the fact that Liam was like the least successful of them with a solo career as well. Mm-hmm. There's also a lot of drama with his ex-wife, and like that she just came out last week and was like, she put a cease and desist towards him. Mm-hmm. And because I guess he was like harassing her or something. So apparently he turned into like not like, because of the addiction and all that stuff, he turned into like a not so like great person in the media. Yeah. But at the end of the day, like he was still a big part of a lot of people's childhood. So yeah. It's tough.
That's sad. Mm-hmm. That is very sad.
Yeah, and like yesterday, I was just like, damn, life is really short, and you don't know what people are going through. So just...
And also, life is lifing right now.
Yeah. It really is. Holy cow. Like, there's not much positive stuff going on.
No.
In the world.
No. And that, like, kind of segues into my thing I can't shut up about. Guys, like, please drop in the comments if you like are feeling this type of way, because if you are, you're not alone. Like, oh my God, it's been a month. Like, it's just one thing after another, and these hurricanes, like specifically for me and my company, like all these weddings and all these things that we've had to relocate and redo and help brides and all these things, and the emotion that comes behind all of it, and like all the stress that is behind all of that. I'm just like, yo, can we just catch a break? Like I literally had brides who went through Hurricane Helene. Their venue went through Hurricane Helene, and a week later, we were going into Hurricane Milton, and some survived Helene and then didn't survive Milton, and then some didn't survive Helene and then got worse with Milton. Like, I'm just like, I literally, this morning, I was on a call, canceling a wedding for a bride for November. Like, it's just one thing after another, and then all you hear is just negative stuff. And especially I know, like...
with, like, the elections coming up and stuff. Like, God. I mean, we don't get into politics because, ew.
Yeah.
But, like...
all of it.
Everything surrounding that is just, like, so, ugh.
All of it is just, ugh. And we try to, like... for our, like, we don't shut up segments, like, we try to keep it light and, like, nice, but also, like, life, okay? Like, I don't like, you know, there's some podcasts that, like, they try to do, like, everything's, like, beautiful and everything's nice and, like, only positive stuff. Life like, is life. Great, but, like, life is life. Life has negatives and it has positives, so you have to talk about both. And right now, like, there's just a lot of negativity, and I'm trying to look at things in a more positive light.
Listen, I'm just trying to make it to handing out candy on Halloween, bro.
Oh my God. I'm just trying to make it through October.
Like I'm at the point in my life where I hand out candy. Okay? So I'm just trying to get there. I've never been able to hand out goddamn candy.
Are you going to stand up, like, on your driveway and hand candy out?
I want to, but then, like, it's like...
we haven't talked about this.
Trick-or-treating with our niece, which, I mean, we obviously probably want to do, but it's also, like, I'm going to be a cow again. Like,
well, I mean, I didn't have a costume.
I mean, I guess. And then there's also, but I also do, like, I kind of want to do both. So, I don't know. We haven't really decided. But.
We'll see. We'll see about that. But that's what I really can't shut up about. And it's not this week. I think it's been, like, the past 3-4 weeks. So.
Yeah, we've been going through
I'm just trying to get through it, I'm just trying to get through it. And we will. We will get through it. Everyone out there.
We'll slay.
We will slay. And we will all be a slay and a half.
I just laughed into the mic. I'm so sorry.
As Michelle would say.
As Andrew would say, we will rebuild.
Andrew for president.
He walks out of the house after the hurricane. And he looks at everything, he assesses everything, and then he goes, we will rebuild.
Of course he will.
Because all the trees are falling.
Oh my God. Everything's a freaking mess. Guys, our light post, well, we'll get into that part. Anywho, I mean, yeah, those are things we can't shut up about. Drop it in the comments if you feel the same way. You guys aren't alone. DM us. Like, we're happy to chat. Like, please chat with us.
Please
be friends with us. And yeah, I think it's time.
Yeah, let's just get into it.
We'll get into Hurricane Helene and Hurricane Milton.
Let's
why? All right, guys. So getting into these hurricanes, for anyone that doesn't live in Florida, for anyone who hasn't experienced a hurricane before or anything like that, it was actually the first time that we experienced a hurricane, like, head on.
Before, can you explain what a hurricane is?
Sure. A hurricane is a big...
I just wanted to hear this. Please, elaborate.
It's a big storm that has terrible rain and wind.
Okay.
Okay, I will actually find the definition of what a hurricane is.
A hurricane is basically a storm.
Okay, if you're literally going to repeat what I just said, just shut your mouth.
No, it's formed normally.
I have it. Okay. A hurricane is a storm with a violent wind, in particular a tropical cyclone in the Caribbean. A powerful hurricane hit the Florida coast. Okay, they just used that as a sentence, I'm sorry. But yes, it's a powerful storm with a lot of, like, wind and rain, and it can destroy things. So it's not a tornado.
It can destroy things.
No, like, guys, it's really hard to explain, but, like, it's not a tornado.
Let's bring it in, because this is a serious topic.
It's not a tornado because, like, a tornado, I've never been through a tornado, but, like, a tornado is, like, it lasts, like, I think minutes, and wherever it is, it just destroys what's there. I think tornadoes are more out in, like, the mid.
Yeah, but we actually got hit with a bunch of them.
We did. Yeah, we got hit. So, starting on Hurricane Helene, right? Hurricane Helene, they said that it was coming to Tampa. We don't ever get hit with hurricanes. So we're like, Tampa's like, whatever. Yeah, another one. Another day, another dollar. We're going to get hit by a hurricane. We're not.
Hurricane Helene was a hurricane party kind of hurricane.
Yes.
So in Florida, when hurricanes come, people have hurricane parties.
Yes.
And this is a real thing. Yes. Like, people actually go and beer runs out at the grocery store. Yep. Ice runs out.
Toilet paper.
And it's not because they're in dire need. It's because they're in dire need of their party supplies. Okay? Yeah. So, hurricane parties are a real thing.
We're not saying everyone that lives in Florida does this, no. But there is such a thing as a hurricane party. Yeah. And so, for Hurricane Helene, it was that. Now, for Hurricane Helene, it went more up towards, like, the Big Bend area. So in Florida, there's, like, the Panhandle, essentially. And it went right through that and up to Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina. Destroyed.
The southern states.
Yeah, like, I was not expecting that type of...
That doesn't happen.
No. Like, it... But when it was coming through, like, on the side, it did destroy a lot of our West Coast. So Anna Maria Island, pretty much Anna Maria Island was the one that took it the hardest.
Yeah, the reason why this happened is because because the hurricane was going up north, it dragged all the water out of the coast here on Florida. So that's what they call storm surge.
Yeah.
So basically what happened is the hurricane dragged all the water out and then
brought it back in
and just spit it all out. And then it was
storm surge.
So many feet of water. So many people lost their homes. So many people.
It has literally been so devastating.
Terrible.
Just like
people like that we know.
Yes. And like going and seeing, like, it is crazy. Like, I was actually talking to a friend, and it's one of those things where it's like, you see it on television, like, you see it happening, but it's one of those things where it won't happen to you, and then it did. Correct. You know? Yeah. And it's so like, surreal.
That can't be me kind of thing. And then it is.
And then it is. It's crazy. So, Hurricane Helene for us, like, really wasn't anything, but for, like, our homes. Mm-hmm. But that's when... at least for SAEP, we started seeing cancellations and rescheduling and all these things. And then we need venues and we need this and we need that.
Right. Because at the end of the day, these people, like these brides, these couples, they go through setting everything up, making sure everything's perfect for their day. So the wedding industry in itself, it doesn't really stop. Just because your venue is destroyed, okay, we already have all these other vendors booked. So we need to figure this out.
Like, this is happening on that date. It's just a matter of where. And so now you have 4 days to figure out. Guys, I planned a whole entire wedding in 6 days. In 6 days. Because the venue was destroyed, and therefore all of those vendors could not be, like, essentially moved over because they were all on the coast. So we had to literally find all new different vendors, whole new different location.
Insane.
In 6 days. It was absolutely insane for 120 people.
Insane.
So it was crazy. We got through it. Oh my God. The weekend of October 5th was
crazy. One you will never forget.
So anyway, that happened. Mm-hmm. And we went through Hurricane Helene, everything like that. We started, relocating. It was rough. Our coast was hit pretty bad. We were, there were people out there helping. We started, moving the debris and all that stuff.
Yeah, there were so many people that lost everything, right? So during this whole week after Hurricane Helene, it's just like cleanup time. So,
and we're talking like feet of water inside homes. We're talking about
like 10,
I don't know
like
how many.
5 to 10 feet, I believe, that got to the coast and everything, and just like imagine 5 to 10 feet over water
in your home.
Yeah, over land. I meant in your home. Like, we're talking about your house. Like, yeah. It's just
your
insane.
Furniture's gone, your walls are gone, everything's gone.
Everything.
So we started to rebuild, and
you're picking up and you're cleaning up and all the things, the chairs and the couches that you lost, you put them on the curb, and you like all the debris, everything you're cleaning up.
So everyone's, just trying and everything like that. And then we get the news that we're going to get hit with Hurricane Milton. Mm-hmm. And this one is projected to go straight into Tampa Bay. So I don't know if you heard about this, but you know that the reason that we've never been hit by a hurricane is because of the I think it's the Indian tribe or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, someone messed with that.
Built on it or something.
Someone I think excavated on it, and they pulled that out.
Yep.
And then we got hit with Hurricane
Milton.
She
said slay, and then slayed us all, literally.
Yeah.
Because...
Yeah. So, I don't know.
People know if that's... literally... Okay,
I don't know if that's true or not, but we got hit. Tampa Bay got hit for the first time ever. Well, not
in
ever.
100 years.
In 100 years.
Literally, there were 6 people dead during Hurricane Helene.
Seriously?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
And the last time I heard about Milton, I believe there was like 10.
It absolutely insane.
So we go back to the week of cleanup with Hurricane Helene. We now hear that we're gonna get hit with Milton. Milton starts off decently strong, but not anything that was like, oh my God, like super concerning. Yeah, like a tropical storm, guys, is like any other storm to us. Correct.
Like when you hear a tropical storm, you're like, whatever, it's gonna rain.
Sit tight, you know.
Yeah. It's gonna. You don't even do a hurricane party because it's not. It's a tropical storm.
You go to work is what you
go to work. Yeah, no company's gonna close for a tropical storm. Mm-hmm. And that's what it was. It was a tropical storm for a bit, and then it started going into Category 1 hurricane, Category 2 hurricane, Category 3 hurricane, and
immediately, like it was Category 3, and then very soon after it became a Category 5.
Yeah, it jumped to Category 5.
For people that don't know, there are 5 categories.
Like Category 5 is the
5
highest.
Is the most that you can do.
So this hurricane got up to 185 mile per hour winds, I believe. That would blow the roof off this house. Mm-hmm. So we're like, okay, so obviously like houses in Florida, we live in a new construction home. Mm-hmm. We both do. Mm-hmm. So our houses are built to withstand up to 150 mile per hour winds. So that is approximately a Category 4 hurricane. Mm-hmm. They were saying it was a Category 5. So
it's like, okay, well, by ceiling,
we're done. We're toast.
Yeah. So it just it became, so the way that hurricanes
it was no longer a party.
No. It was a shutter. Put your shutters on the windows party. The way that hurricanes work, it's basically you find out the week that it's coming.
Pretty much. I tell you that October 5th was the weekend from hell because I'm literally at the wedding that I had 6 days to do. And I'm literally at this wedding and I'm starting to get messages of just in my family group chats and friend group chats of people saying there's a hurricane coming towards us. And at first I'm like, whatever, it's a hurricane. We're in hurricane season. We're going to get a hurricane. Then Sunday hits and it's like, no, it's coming right towards us. And then again, people are like, well, it's coming right towards us. It's not going to hit us directly. Yeah. It's we're Tampa. We don't get hit.
When I tell you that everybody was putting shutters up. And
every single person in my development.
Yeah. With Hurricane Helene, we were the only ones that put shutters up because we were like, well, let's just be safe.
We didn't put shutters up for Hurricane Helene.
Yeah, we had never used them. And it was always when we came to Stephanie's house for a hurricane a while ago, I was like, whoa, I feel so safe in here. So it was always I know that this sounds kind of bad, but it was always something I wanted to make sure that our shutters work. So I told Andrew, I was like, oh, might as well put them up. Let's make sure, blah, blah, blah. So it was Hurricane Helene was just really bad, kind of bad wind and rain.
Yeah. For us here, cause we're 30 miles inland. So for us, it was just yeah,
we didn't even lose power. No. It was fine. So there was that. And then we were in Orlando when this weekend from hell happened. Yeah. We were in Orlando and Andrew is he's kind of I don't know. He kind of anxiety watches things sometimes when he feels it's gonna
be something.
So he was we were in Orlando. We were just spending time with family in Orlando and Andrew was like, there's a storm coming. I want to leave Sunday early because I don't want to get hit with the rain. At that point, it was just it was a storm, right? It wasn't a hurricane. There's a difference when somebody says a storm and a hurricane. I can get a thunderstorm. I don't care. I'll be in my car in a thunderstorm and I'm fine. But, well, you shouldn't be. But whatever. Florida is Florida. But it wasn't a hurricane at that point until Sunday morning, and we're on our way home. Like, Andrew was like, we're hauling ass. Like, we need to get our home ready, like, all this stuff. And I was like, what is going on? Yeah. And at that point, it was a hurricane. So, Sunday, we recruited the troops. Everybody.
Sunday, literally, I woke up and I'm like, I literally had told Justin, because, again, this was the week where I was planning that wedding in 6 days, and I had 2 weddings on the same day. And I told Justin, I was like, listen, Sunday, I just want to relax. I just want to go and, like, be in the pool.
You told me, you were like, I just want to spend the day at the pool. Yeah, like, I just want it to be Sunday already.
Yeah, Sunday already, like, spend the day at the pool.
Really?
And I said, and if it rains, then I'll just lay in bed and watch movies and all that stuff. Yeah. I woke up on Sunday. It's one of those things where, like, you make plans and God laughs. Literally. Like, he was cackling.
Quite literally.
When I was saying it. Like, I literally got up on Sunday and I was like, we need to shutter these houses up. So we don't, like, Justin and I don't just have the property that we live in. We have 2 other properties. So our other property has shutters, but the other one does not. So we literally, and it was raining on Sunday. It started raining on Sunday.
So for those that don't know, if you don't have shutters, you have to put plywood on your...
Yes.
So you have to go buy plywood to put it on your windows.
The problem is that everyone is looking for plywood that day because people are trying to put plywood on their windows, the ones that don't have shutters.
And we started early.
We did.
Because it was Sunday and it didn't hit till Thursday. Yeah. We started early. We were like, okay, let's get ahead of the
game. And there were lines at Lowe's. Like, we had to fight for plywood. So we got our plywood. We recruited the troops. Everyone came out. And we're like, okay, we got to get these houses, like, shuttered up. So we went, the first property we did was our Bradenton property. We put plywood all over the windows. And then after that, we went to, I think it was a mom's house. Mm-hmm. We put shutters there. Michelle's house was shuttered up. Ours was shuttered up. Justin's brother's was shuttered up. Everyone got shutters on Sunday. I was so dead. I couldn't even feel my body at that point.
We started putting shutters up at, like, what? 12 p.m. like in noon.
Like, actually, yes, but beforehand
we started at like 11 a.m. Like, Andrew and I, we got home at like 10:30 to 11. We immediately just put our shutters up. We were like, let's just get our house done because we need to do it. So let's just get our house done and then we can go help. So we did that, and then we went to, literally that night we went to Chili's at 11 p.m.
Yeah.
No, we ended up, like, leaving at, like, 11 p.m.
Yeah, we grabbed
because
dinner.
that's when we were able to get dinner.
Yeah.
Like, it was the longest.
I was so exhausted.
Such a long day.
So I was so exhausted. exhausted. So then all the houses are good to go. All the houses are shuttered up, everything like that. They're saying it's a category 5, but at this point it's a category 5, but it will make landfall as a category 3. So we're like, okay, we can stay.
At this point, you're just waiting. It's a waiting game.
Yeah. And it could go up or it could go down. And you don't know. And so we were just like, okay, well, we can stay. If it's a category 3, we can stay. Our house can sustain those winds, no problem. Our house is like new, so it's built correctly. It should withstand. So people are evacuating. People are not evacuating. People stay. Most of the people that I know stayed.
Yeah.
Really no one that I know evacuated.
Yeah.
Unless they were, like, mandatory evacuation.
Though. Yeah, then you evacuate. But, like, when you evacuate, like, a lot of people choose to evacuate regardless of where they're at. Because they don't want to go through it. They don't, whatever. Other people are mandatorily told that they have to evacuate. Like, you get messages. You get, like, almost like an Amber Alert, but it's a message telling you, like, it's the same sound. It's telling you need to evacuate now. Because if you don't evacuate your home, if something happens to you, they will not come rescue you. Because you were told to evacuate. So imagine all these people that are being told to evacuate, plus all these people that are just wanting to evacuate, and put them all together on the highway.
On I-75. It was a freaking parking lot.
It was a parking
lot. There
was
no way to get out of Florida.
People said that they didn't get, it took them 5 hours to get 2 miles, to drive 2 miles. 5 hours. 5 hours. Somebody that I know evacuated to Jacksonville. Instead of taking 4 hours, it took them 8.
Yeah.
Insane. Imagine having your kids with you, your dogs, the stress of having to evacuate.
Your, like, most personal belongings, like, because you try to just take what you can take. It was just a lot. And then you have the people that are staying that are at the grocery store, and there aren't things on the shelves anymore because everyone, pretty much took everything. And the problem with the hurricane is that, especially with what we were about to face, was your power is going to go out.
There's no ifs, ands,
so your power is going to go out. So you don't know when you'll get power back. So you need to have enough food and enough things to last you that long. That's the issue. So,
and be prepared to lose everything in your fridge.
Yeah.
Because you don't have power. So unless you have some kind of generator or something like that, you will lose your food.
Yeah.
So the only thing that you can do is just stock up on non-perishables and have your pantry pretty stocked up, and that's it. That's just, so it's almost like eerie.
It just gets gloomy and gross.
Yeah.
And it's also raining. So
yeah. And people are everybody's trying to fend for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, the majority of people are considerate, but then there's those assholes that just take everything.
Yeah.
They just take everything. And you don't need to take everything. You don't need to take 18 cans of Chef Boyardee. Okay? Leave some beefaroni for me. So,
don't mess with her and her beefaroni.
I had it the other day because we got it for the hurricane, and
oh, girl, I don't know how you do that.
It's especially, I was expecting to eat it without heating it up.
Oh, God. No.
Lakers. So it's Wednesday.
So, at this point, everything's, good. We went to the grocery store. Everyone's, pretty much just huddled up. So, my grandparents, they live in an area that can get super flooded if, so we were just come to us. So, my grandparents were with us. And then at this point, it is Wednesday. And
everybody at this point is hunkered down.
Everyone is hunkered down. Nothing's open. Just Walmart closed, y'all. Walmart doesn't close.
Walmart does not close.
Walmart has never closed.
And McDonald's do not close.
And they closed at 1:00 because I was there. Because my car, of course, needed an oil change. And
of course you would take it to get an oil change.
Because I'm what if we have to haul ass? We have to take my car because we can't take Justin's car because my car is higher. What, you know what I mean? So I was I need to get an oil change. I
get the mentality.
So I got the oil change. We were the last car literally that they took. The next car came. They're no. Literally. And they closed at 1:00. Walmart closed at 1:00. And I was
when Walmart closes, that's when you get scared.
They literally were, I had heard Walmart even come on a speaker to say, hey, no.
Yeah, what did they say?
They were I don't know, hello everyone, whatever, we'll be closing in 30 minutes. We are closing at 1:00. And then you just see people dashing to the register. It was freaking madness. And, but we got everything that we needed to get. So Walmart actually had everything. So we got everything that we needed. We actually got some stuff for Michelle and Andrew and
we still have all the tuna.
And then we just went home and we didn't, I didn't leave my house until Friday or Saturday.
Dude, we just hunkered down.
We hunkered down.
That's all you can do.
It started around 5:00.
Yeah,
it had been raining.
Yeah.
But drizzle, whatever. But it started around 5:00. The harder rain.
So for me, my biggest worry is obviously let's not die. But also we both have dogs. So to me, my dog is very much I will hold it. He's trained to hold his pee and his poop regardless.
Yeah.
So I'm bro, I need you to pee.
Yeah.
We are hurricane. A hurricane
you need
is
to pee
coming
now because you won't be able to pee in the next 12 hours.
Yeah. So I was so stressed that at 2, the last time he had pee was at 2.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we probably Jax didn't go out until
no, but then I got
next morning.
I got him to pee at 4:30, and I was okay, we can make it to 9:00 the next morning. It's fine now, but it's just there's so many little things that you don't think about
until it's time.
Until you can't do it,
Yeah.
So at Andrew was he's very I don't know where he gets all this knowledgeable stuff from, but he's like, we need to put the mattress in the closet, because our closet, it doesn't have any windows or anything, and neither does our bathroom. So he's like, we need to put the queen mattress in the closet, so that way if anything happens, we can just hunker down there. And I was like, okay. So that is where we slept that night, because the winds were so bad. And there's nothing stopping the wind for us.
Yeah.
Like nothing, like there's no, there's like tiny trees. So all of the wind was hitting us dead on. Our room sounded like,
I don't know how to even explain that like sound. It sounded like you were in just like, it was just like,
it sounded like almost like roller coaster wind. Like, when you're on a roller coaster and it's so windy and like your hair's flailing all over the place.
But like, sometimes it gets to a point where like I thought my screen, my lanai had like blown out. Like, because you would hear it, and then you'd hear, like, to the point where you're like, oh my God. Like, inside the home. It was awful. And that was just the first.
That was just the first go-around. That was the first band. We haven't even gotten hit by the eye yet.
Yeah.
So, then our sliding door starts creaking.
Oh my God.
It starts, like.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Our front door was shaking. There was water coming in from the bottom. But, like, not like water, like flooding, but, like, just rain. Yeah. And because the door was shaking so much, the wind would push the door in. And so the water would come in. And it started shaking, and I had to put, like, towels and stuff. And I was like, should I hold the door? And Justin's like, don't hold the door, because that might create more pressure. Like, that might create more,
but if that door would have...
I went into my closet, and I was like, I can't do this. Like, I grabbed Jax, and I went into my closet, and I just sat there, and I just literally just I cried so much the whole time.
I had never experienced something like this in my life.
Never.
We have gone through hurricanes and everything, but I've never experienced something like this. So it was just insane. It was just so insane.
And then all of a sudden it calms down.
Mm-hmm. And that means you're in the eye.
And we're like, oh my God, is it done? Is it done? And then, okay, so we lost power at 8:30 at night.
Oh my God, at that point, have to talk about this.
Yeah, at that point, I don't know. Like, thankfully, I can use my phone. So, you guys lost power at 7:30.
We lost power at 7:26 p.m.
Yeah. So, we lost power at 8:30. But when they lost power...
When we lost power, we lost everything.
Everything. They lost cell service. They lost everything.
Yeah, because the cell towers went down. So, we had to literally... Okay, keep in mind, we're in the middle of a hurricane. We don't know what's going on. We don't know when it's over. We don't know if we can walk outside. We don't know anything.
And now it's, like, calm. So, it's like, well... Is it done? Like, are we done?
Like, are we good? So, we're calling Stephanie, because Stephanie had my grandparents over.
And my grandpa, of course, brought his little radio.
Well, that saved the freaking day. Yeah. We didn't have a radio. Andrew was like, trying to find a way for us to, like, get a radio somehow or something, just to be in the know. But there was nothing. Like,
we can't get anything. Buy a radio.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, I'm calling Stephanie, and I'm like, girl... What is going on?
But I can't hear her because it's muffled. It's
literally,
like...
Yeah. Literally, we can't understand each other. So I'm like having to walk around the whole house trying to figure out, keep in mind, these winds are coming back. So we are standing... At one point, we are standing in the middle of like one of our hallways that doesn't have windows. It's just like room. And... I finally get stuff, like I can finally hear her, and these winds are just like pounding the walls, pounding everything. So I'm like, oh my God. So I finally hear her. She's like, well, it's gonna be done by 11, like just hang tight, whatever. I'm like, oh my God. Then we start seeing our blinds start to move. Like our blinds are like shaking, like there's wind coming in, and we're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Andrew's like, I don't know where they could be coming in from. Oh my God, like, I don't know. Turns out the wind pushed our sliding door open. So the sliding door let all of the moisture, all of the humidity, all of the air, hot air, into the house.
We have no power, therefore we have no AC. We have nothing.
So at this point, it smells like mildew in the house. So I'm like, oh my God, there's water coming into the house in a corner, in the corner of our master bedroom. The carpet is wet. So we're kind of just freaking out. So then Andrew gets a bright idea, which is actually funny. I felt like I was in the Illuminati. But he grabs an old TV we have. He attaches a coax cable to it. He puts some aluminum foil on it, creates an antenna. Thankfully, he had like a converter thing where we could plug in stuff, but it was just like, it's just a little battery where you plug something in, and like it doesn't last that long. So we plug in the TV and we're like, we need this to work, to know what's going on, because at this point we lost all communication with Stephanie. So, and my mom lives 6 houses down from me. We were at least like, okay, if we're good, they should be good, but we don't know anything about them. We don't know if they're good, if they're not good. We can't talk to them.
And you can't see outside either because you've got shutters up.
So, then we finally get signal with the little antenna Andrew made. We can actually insert the video.
Okay.
Here. So you can see.
And you're the meteorologist, so you probably know why it's doing this. But the wind's changed direction. So one of the things...
And it's like, it says, like, we see that Stephanie had told us that it already made landfall and all that stuff, but we could barely hear her. So it made landfall in Siesta Key, which is literally, like, Siesta Key is attached to our hometown.
Yeah. I mean, that used to be my summer.
Yeah, that's our beach.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there watching the TV. The reporter is getting almost blown away. He literally says, it hurts to stand here because the wind is literally plummeting him.
What's his name? Jim Cantori.
Yeah. And I just start bawling.
Here in Florida, if you see Jim Cantori, wherever you see him, like, you're in trouble.
Tighten your cheeks.
Yeah. If you see him in your city, he only comes out when it's very, very bad hurricanes, terrible. And he's the one who reports. Like, he's the one who stands in the hurricane and reports.
So I'm like, I just literally start bawling my eyes out. Like, I'm like, oh my God, Sarasota's going to be destroyed. Like, it's gone. Like, this is it's a major hurricane. It's a category 3. We're talking about, we got hit with 102 miles per hour of wind.
Mm-hmm.
102. Imagine yourself in a car.
Here, where we were.
Yeah, where we were. But they got hit with 120.
Yeah.
In Sarasota. Imagine you being in a car. You don't go 100 miles per hour unless you're reckless and annoying. But you don't go 100 miles per hour because that's so fast. Imagine your windows being plummeted with that. Like, it was so crazy. I laid on my queen mattress in my closet with my maxi dresses literally drowning me. And I just said, please, God, let me go to sleep. And please let me have a home when I wake up.
It ended at 3:45 in the morning that night.
I fell asleep.
All of the winds and all that. So did I. I was like in back and forth. Jax was like nervous. So I basically slept on the floor with Jax.
In the closet or in the room? In the room.
Mm-hmm. Justin fell asleep. I don't know how.
Justin's just...
He just fell asleep. And
Justin's a slay.
Yeah. He fell asleep, and so it ended at 3. Like, the winds and all that stuff, like, ended at 3:45 in the morning. And then we woke up at, like, 6. Because... 6:30, actually. Because Jax was scratching. He needed to go out.
Yeah, we woke up too.
Yeah, so... we opened the door. I was like, oh my God. I was so scared to open the door. I was like, oh my God, like, what happened? What am I going to see when I open the door? We open the door and it's pitch black because there's no power.
Yeah, it's still early.
And it's still dark. So we walk out and, like, our whole front foyer area was just mulch. Like, the wind and the rain was throwing mulch, like, at our front door. Mm-hmm. And so we just, like, skip over that and we come out and we look. My grandpa was up too, and the first thing he's like, how's the car? How's my car? And his car is perfectly fine. Nothing happened to it. And we walk out of the house and I grab the lantern, the flashlight. And we take Jax out and he pees and stuff, and I'm, like, walking around. Justin has Jax and I'm walking around with the flashlight, just looking around to see, like, do we have windows? Like, do we, and we were fine. Like nothing. I literally ran to my lanai, like to the back
to see if the screen
because I was like, it's ruined. Like either the screen's off or like, guys, literally we're nothing. So blessed. Nothing happened to it. Absolutely nothing happened to it. We had brought in everything that was on that lanai, like everything, like our grill, like everything like that was in our living room.
With hurricanes like this, everything becomes a projectile. Like it can literally just smash anything.
So remember when we were telling you that we were recovering from Hurricane Helene and that there were things on the curb and the couches and all that stuff? Well,
those were all projectiles.
Those were all projectiles everywhere. Like St. Pete, Tampa, like everything Siesta, Anna Maria. It was all projectiles. Anything on the curb was a projectile. So we're like, oh my God, that's why it was like so scary. Because like one of those things could like get thrown at your window and break it. Like, you know, so it was so much.
We woke up very early as well, and we actually had to shutter our door because our door has glass, and our front door. So we couldn't go out the front door, so we had to manually open the garage, of course. And other people were like doing the same thing, like they were waking up and stuff. This girl's like coming out to walk her dog. She's like, "Are you guys okay?" We're like, "We're good." So, like, everybody came together so nicely.
Yeah, everyone here in our development, we were all, like, bringing down the shutters. Everyone was helping each other, and everyone's like, "Hi, how are you doing? Do you need anything?" Like, all the different
power.
things. No power. So, at this point, we have no power.
Yeah.
No.
How long did you have no power for?
So, that happened Wednesday, 8:30 p.m.
You got Friday?
No, we got power back on Thursday.
That's right.
We got power back on Thursday at around 6:30 p.m. So, almost 12 hours. Thankfully, we're so blessed. None of our stuff went bad. Like, all of our things were good. Mm-hmm. So we didn't suffer anything along those lines. But
we did lose power for 50 hours. 50. Not 15. 50.
50 hours?
Mm-hmm. We were a full...
Oh, yeah, because it was more than 20. Yeah.
Yeah, it was two full days plus 2 hours. So...
Yeah.
And we thankfully had Stephanie's fridge.
Yeah, so everyone brought everything over.
Brought stuff over, but not having power, y'all, when you're used to having power, is a mess.
Yeah. Like, people were coming here to charge their phones, so, like...
To stay. We stayed here one night.
Yeah.
Because,
AC, like... Thankfully, the storm brought colder winds, so it felt...
It felt okay outside.
Okay. Like, you weren't in the scorching 90-degree weather.
Yeah, but it was rough, and... I mean, I know people that... Oh, okay. So
there's people still right now that do not have power.
Yeah, and it's over a week later.
Yeah.
And they did say, like, your power will be restored. So this happened on Thursday?
It happened Wednesday. We all woke up Thursday. So let's say Thursday.
So they tell us, we'll give you an estimated time. They don't until Friday. And then Friday... They tell us that it's not going to be back till yesterday, which is Thursday. So a week later.
A week later. For everyone in the
For everyone to get power. So it doesn't tell you, like, when you're going to get power.
Yeah. It doesn't specify, like, anything. It's just, like Manatee County will have power by November.
Hang tight.
So we're like, okay. And we don't have generators. Like, no one that we know has generators. No. So we were like, all right. So then our house popped up first with power. And then, we started popping, like, different houses started popping up with power. So, thankfully, you guys were able to, like, come here, AC, phone, food, all that.
Yeah, everybody around us, all of our family, thankfully, nothing happened to our homes.
No one suffered anything crazy.
Which is crazy.
We had a ton of debris in the Bradenton property. We literally spent, Justin and I, all of Saturday, to the point where I almost literally passed out. Just cleaning all the debris up.
There's debris. There's still debris
everywhere.
There's
still debris everywhere.
Like, trees are falling. There's branches everywhere.
The power lines, that's what I was going to say earlier. The power lines, like, they are leaning towards
Stop. Okay, hold on. I didn't tell you this. Up until the last second that we had power, we were watching the storm outside through our cameras.
Oh, uh-huh.
So, because we left the cameras up.
Yeah. So were we, yeah.
Yeah, so we were watching, you know how we have a lamppost?
Yeah. It was swaying?
100%.
Oh, my God.
It was literally, like, doing this.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, I told Andrew, I was like,
oh, my God.
We will be blessed if this doesn't fall on our roof. And he's like, well, the good thing, so he's like, oh, my God, I completely forgot about this, blah, blah, blah. thankfully, we had forgotten about the lamppost because what the hell are we going to do about the lamppost?
Yeah.
So, like, it's just going to have to be there. So, we didn't stress about it before we saw it swaying. So, but thankfully, the wind was going the other way.
So it was going to fall towards the street.
Exactly. It was going to push it the other way. So we were like, okay, well, at least. But, like, that was such a worry of ours because a lamppost will create a hole in our roof. Like, that's just game over.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we just so blessed and so thankful. But it was not, like, I will never forget that.
Yeah, that will forever.
Like, that is etched in my brain.
Yeah. And, I mean, we're blessed and thankful that nothing, happened. And
we might be getting hit with another one.
Why?
There's
2 out there, but they're saying it's not.
Yeah, but it's 50%. Today, this morning, it was 50% chance of formation within 2 days.
Oh, Dennis Phillips,
Yeah, I've been watching him, and he said that it's nothing to worry about so far. Blah blah blah.
It's like it won't hit. We're good for the next 10 days, is what he said. So it won't hit. So like, don't move to Florida because
please don't. We already have enough people here.
And you might ask, like, are these girls insane for living in Florida? I mean,
I'm not. I mean,
it's Florida, guys.
It'll be hard. Best. It'll be hard to get me out of here.
It's the best thing ever, even with hurricanes. So,
so that's why 70-degree weather is our fall.
Yeah,
it's our winter is 60.
Yes, yeah, and oh my God, if we get into the 40s, we're in Antarctica.
Literally.
Are you kidding? Like I can't leave my house. It's like, so cold.
I need to wear my long puffer jacket.
Yeah, like I need to wear leggings under my pants.
Oh. Yeah. If I'm wearing jeans, I'll do that too. But it's giving New York.
It's giving New York.
It's giving where's the snow? Like it's okay.
Twinkle twinkle. Let's go.
Literally, it hasn't snowed in Florida since like 1862. Okay?
Who the hell knows at this point? We might get snow.
It's been centuries. Okay,
we might get snow.
At this point, with climate change and global warming, we're probably going to be a desert, and then it's going to be snowing at the same time. Literally, that's what it's going to be. I genuinely wouldn't put it past.
And
they're saying, like, just hang in there because every year it's just going to get worse.
Yeah, because
the water is so warm.
Yeah, because
like a hurricane forms in warm water. So
because humans suck. Mm-hmm. So yeah. Thanks to all of us.
Don't leave your straws.
Excuse me?
Don't litter.
Oh
Don't leave your straws on the sand.
Okay, guys. Well, I think that is the end of that.
Don't do crack, kids.
Oh my God. Thank you guys so much for listening.
I can't believe Liam Payne died.
I know. It's sad. We covered a lot today.
We did.
Yeah. That was our hurricane experience, guys. If you were in Florida, if you stayed, or if you evacuated, let us know what you did. Let us know your experience because everyone's experience is so different and it just depends on literally, like you could be in the same development, but your house is facing a different direction and you get something different. So, let us know what your experience was if you were in the hurricane. If you're not in the hurricane and you're out of state and you have any questions or you're thinking about moving to Florida and have questions, let us know.
Also, bless your soul.
Yeah. Also, just don't. There's so much traffic here. So yeah, thank you so much for listening. Please go follow, hit that subscribe button. Do all the things to support these 2 girls that can't shut up. And we will. This is like a new thing for you. Like, you do this every time we end.
Accurate.
Okay. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye, guys. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.